Hey guys and gals, doing well, I hope. Today on Classic Tracks of the 70s and How to Play Them, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring with the myriad of other tutorials out there for this classic Pink Floyd track from the wall and see if maybe my tutorial can pull in a few different eyeballs, considering that I've been a pretty ardent student, admirer, and devotee of all things David Gilmour over the past couple of years here on my channel, as you may have noticed. Run Like Hell is one of the few electric guitar-driven tracks on Pink Floyd's The Wall, aside from all the guitar solos, of course. And one of those rare Pink Floyd tracks that has what one could call a guitar riff. And it's a damn fine guitar riff at that. That said, this one is all about the rhythm playing, and despite the fact that, like I said, it's a predominantly guitar-driven track start to finish, what it doesn't have is what Gilmour is arguably most well known for, a guitar solo. No guitar solo in this one. Interesting choice, I have to say, considering that it's a predominantly guitar-driven track. Regardless, let's learn how to play it, shall we? We are in drop D tuning, which means we're in standard tuning, but we've taken our low E string, tuned it down one full step. So here's your tuning. Not a whole lot of gain to speak of. Just a really light crunch, a little bit of flanger, but this one's all about the delay. There's two delays going on here. One main delay set at 380 milliseconds with a whole bunch of repeats, like 7 or 8 repeats. And then there's a secondary delay underneath at 507 milliseconds, more of a ping-pong delay to throw back some of these pick strikes back at us. Now, if you don't have a secondary delay, there is a workaround. You just hit it twice, basically, like during the main riff, for instance. That second pick strike there is not an actual pick strike. It's delay coming back at us. Like I said, if you don't have a delay, just hit it twice. But we'll get to that when we get to the main riff. The track actually starts like this. And you repeat that twice. We're just up here right at the end of the fretboard, muting the strings, and we're just going to strum the muted strings while we're sliding out of it. And when you get back to around the 12th fret, you're going to grab that D note there at the 12th fret of the low E string and slide out of it. And you repeat that twice. And let the delay carry the notes. You repeat that twice, and when you finish the second time sliding out of that D note there at the 12th fret, you drop right into this. Just little triplets, little down, up, downs on the 5th fret of the A string, that D note right there. Just a little down, up, down. You repeat that for 7 bars. Now, some tutorials will have you playing this on the open D string. Fine, same note. David always plays it here, ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string. Little easier to do some of the little fills that he does. Like that, right? So he always plays it right here. So we're going to drop into that for 7 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, drums, 2, 3, 4, and at the 4th bar the drums come in. After 2 more bars he plays this little lick before going back into it. And that little lick is just pulling off 3rd fret of the D string off to open, grabbing the 3rd fret of the A and repeating it. And then the second time you don't go back to the 3rd fret of the A, you just pull off to open D and let the delay carry the notes. Right back into that, right? So that's the opening. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, drums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And that's 7 bars, and then we're into the main riff. And we're going to repeat that twice. Now, the little chords that we're dealing with here, we're going to go through the chords first, and then we'll go through the strumming pattern and whatnot. The first chord is a little D major triad, 11, 10, 10. And then we're going to drop off to an A major triad here, a little D shape at the 9th fret position, 9, 10, 9. We might as well do the picking pattern as we're going along. Down, down, up. Before moving off, start this one on the upstroke, and then 2 downstrokes. Now, here's where the delay comes in. That second downstroke is actually delay. But if you, like I said, if you don't have a delay, just strike it twice. Right? But know that this is what Gilmour's actually doing. And just hitting that downstroke once. We're going to continue on hitting it twice because I do not have the second delay, right? So it makes it sound a little more accurate. Now we're just going to back this up 2 spots to G, same shape. And drop into this little D major triad, 7, 7, 5. Same picking pattern, down, down, up. Up. Down, down. Now we're going to drop into this A major triad, 6, 5, 5, same thing. Just move it back 2 spots, same picking pattern, and then we finish with this. Open D, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the B, open E. And then you just drop into a D chord and hit that 2 or 3 times. And that's the main riff, which you're going to repeat twice. Now you can ride the open D string along with this if you like. It's actually 2 separate guitars. One guitar is continuing to do that, right? While the other one is just playing the riff. And letting it ring. But Gilmour Live will often ride the open D string between these pick strikes, right? Palm muted. And like I said, you repeat that twice. And then we drop into the run, run, run section of the song before the vocals come in for the first verse. Again, 2 guitars. One of them is playing chords. This F chord here, an F major 7 sus2, I think it's called. I had to look it up. And that is the chord we're going to be using for all of the verses, but we're going to be moving it around. Now, I play it with my index finger. It's barring the 3rd fret of the low E, the A string, and the D string, and then open G, open B, open E. Right? It's a little tricky to hold because you really got to flatten out your index finger if you're using your index finger to form this chord, because you need to free up that G string, right? Gilmour plays it like this, over the top with his thumb, barring the top 3 strings and leaving the bottom 3 strings open. And those are the chords. So that's the chord that we're going to be using. We're going to be moving it around. So it starts here in F, and because, like I said, we are tuned down, drop D, you can play all of this on 1 fret, right? And then we're going to move it up to A, right here at the 7th fret. And then you're just going to go off to the open strings. So that's the run, run, run section. Run, run, run. And before you do move up to A, you're going to hit that F again and slide it up to A before striking the chord. And then you're going to just go off to the open strings, hit that and slide out of it. And when you go off to the open strings, you're just hitting the top 3 strings. 3 or 4 strings. And while one guitar is doing that, another guitar is doing this. so little fills here that he's doing, all palm muted. So we're just going from, on the D string, 1 to 3, little double hits. And then you're going to go 1 to 3, back to 1, and then you're going to do a pull off from 3 to 1 and grab the 3 of the A. And then when you go to the 3 of the A, you're going to roll back down to the 3 of the D to finish the lick. And let the delay carry the notes. Right? Repeat twice. And then you're just going to move it all up here to the 5s and 7s. Exact same lick. And then you're going to drop into riding that D note again. Coming off the C. Play this lick again. Start riding the D again. And then we're into the first verse. First verse, same thing. Little fills going on and chords as well on a separate guitar. Same chords, but now we're going to be off on in E, 2nd fret. Same chord. Barring the top 3 strings, leaving the bottom 3 strings open. Or vice versa, whatever you call top and bottom, right? I like to call these the top strings, but I think technically these are the top strings down here. So we start there, we move it up 1 spot to F, and then we move it back to E, and then we move it way up here to C, 10th fret, back it off to B, and then back to E. And that's what we're doing during the verses. Now the little fills, so 5s and 7s of the A string, little double hits again. We're just going 5, 7, 5, 7, and then back to 5, back to 7. So it's basically 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. The first 4 times are double hits. Right, and then you'll let the delay carry on the rest of the notes. Repeat twice. Move it up 1 spot. Back. Now down to the 1s and 3s. Off to open A and the 2. Back to the 5s and 7s. Right back into this for 2 bars. Four bars actually, sorry about that. And then we're back into the main riff again 1 time this time. And then we're back into the run, run, run section again. That F chord. Up to A. Off to open. Right back into riding the D note. And you can play that lick again, right? And then we're into the 2nd verse, same as the first. That chord. Move it up. F. Back to E. Up to C. Back to B. Back to E. And what are we into now? I think we go back into this for 4 more bars. And then we're into the guitar, or we're into the synthesizer solo, and the synthesizer solo is played over what we're playing during the verses, those chords, right? E to F, back to E, up to C, back to B, and then back to E. And then we're into the rather long outro where we go back into riding this D, this palm muted D note, right? These little triplets. And every 2 bars you play a little lick, right? And at the end of the track, this goes on for like 22 bars, I think. Just riding that. Every second bar, you play that lick, right? Or you can change it up. Like that one there. 3, 5, off to open. And then grabbing the 3 of the D, pulling it off to open. That's another one he throws in a number of times. And at the end, he also does these. Just pulling off 7 to 5 off to open twice in a row, right? 2 times in a row. Before going back into that. So that's, like I said, that goes on for like 22 bars at the end of the track. And every second bar a little fills. Right? You get the point. And then we go back into the main riff one final time. And at the very end of the track, when we go to that G triad there, we're going to hit that 8 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just off to the open strings twice, and then drop into the D chord to finish the track. Well, there you go, my friends. That is how you play Run Like Hell by David Gilmour and Pink Floyd from The Wall. Certainly hope you found that helpful and accurate. I think it's pretty close. If you did, please hit that like button and drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be awfully kind. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.